Welcome to In the Box Seat. I'm Ray Fewings, and our special guest on the program this week is one of our southeastern trainers in Ken Gillespie. Caught up with him at Angle Park the other night. Plenty happening in the greyhound world. We've got 4 heats of the South Australian Sprint Championship on this Thursday. All of the big guns are there and should be a beauty, an absolute beauty. Also plenty to report with Calden Mayhem and Calden Petroni, unfortunately missing the final of the Globe Memorial 700 at Wentworth Park the other night. But we're the winner out of that because they're both running here on Thursday night. Calden Mayhem in a sprint and Calden Petroni in the 731. Also, don't forget the Greyhound Racing SA feedback sessions start off at Gawler this coming Friday at the meeting itself. So if you're going along to Gawler with the Greyhound, they'll be very pleased to hear from you with your ideas on how the sport can go forward, what strategic changes they should make for the future. They'll be at Mount Gambier, of course, on the Sunday. So plenty of opportunities for the greyhound owners, trainers, breeders and the fans to have their say and tell the greyhound people what they think is the way forward for the sport in this state. Also, a great loss in the greyhound community. Certainly Greyhound Racing SA passes on its deep condolences to Travis Phillips for the loss of his infant son in a car crash this week. Now, what's happening around Australia this week? Well, they've got at Wentworth Park the summer sprint. The final is on over there this coming Saturday. They've also got that distance race coming up. Miata's broken another track record at Cannington. I've lost count, but I think it's something like 18 starts for 6 track records. And the only time Miata's ever missed a place was in the Oaks here at Angle Park when she was unplaced behind Mapunga Nikki. But she proved that form by going on to win the Adelaide Cup. So that's the only time Miata's missed the drum, but she's absolutely flying as she goes up to the longer trip. Of course, they're baying for her to go over to Melbourne and take on the top stayers. We'll see whether that happens or not in the future. They've got the Cranbourne Cup coming up, of course, on January 15, and also the Centre Bet gold-plated Bulleye is on January the 16th. Now, as far as winners are concerned, don't forget too, the Chasers Restaurant. If you're eating there at any stage over the Christmas New Year period, make sure you look at grsa.com.au and see if your face comes up on the website. If it does, it's dinner for 2 for you and a great second up at Angle Park. Now, of course, we've got the 3,400 heats of the SA Sprint Championship at Angle Park on Thursday night. Now, here are some of the tips from the Honeys. Race 5, number 3, this is Wednesday, Just Chases. Recent form has been highly consistent. He does want an outside box, I reckon, Just Chases, but from any box he's got great early speed and on a Wednesday meeting should take him a long way towards winning. They also like race 9, number 1, Fergie's Dream. Worked very hard at Gawler last Friday to win there from the 8 box, and this time it's drawn the red, has plenty of early speed and could do very well here on Wednesday. On Thursday night, the girls are going for race 9, number 8, Calden Petroni. Back from Sydney, wasn't disgraced. It ran 5th in one of the 731 heats over there. And a couple of nice ones up against it. One I'll be tipping actually to beat it, but it should be a great 731. And worth remembering too that GRSA wants to point out that because they've got the 388 metre boxes these days, doesn't mean they're giving up on distance racing. In fact, it's the other way around. They're going to heavily promote distance racing, and the 388s will definitely stay on Wednesdays only at this stage. The other tip is race 11, number 8, Ruark Entity. Yeah, I've got a hole in my pocket from Ruark Entity. He's been a bit stiff lately, but I think he'll be winning on Thursday night. Their first 4s, race 9, 8-1-2-3, and race 11, 8-3-1-6. As far as the in-the-box seat tip is concerned for the week, in-the-box seat is going for Crazy Heart to win its 5th race in a row in a heat of the SA Sprint Championship. Bruce Lohman is a freak trainer. He's a great breeder, of course, but he's an excellent trainer. He's even got the lesser lights in top form at the moment, and Crazy Heart should win again on Thursday. Now, my specials for the week, I'm going out on a bit of a limb on Wednesday. Race 1, number 4, Airbag, over the 731. That's right. Hasn't been at the 600 this time in, but goes to the 731. I think she'll be that far ahead. She can walk up the home straight and still win. And the other selection of mine for Wednesday is race 2, number 5, a newie called Dakota Amigo for Colin Symes. He's bred a lot of dogs lately. He's still looking for that really good one. and this has been trialling 30 and 40 regularly at Angle Park. And if you look at the results from the maidens here over the last 2 or 3 months on a Wednesday, 30 and 40 wins by about 6 lengths. So Dakota Amigo is our tip for Wednesday. On Thursday, race 1, number 1, Made to Silence. All right, form's been a bit ordinary of late. It ran last at its last start, but it's drawn box 1 on Thursday night. Runs better than 17 to the back when it's not interfered with, and I think might be able to win the first. And I've also gone for race 9, number 2, La Garda. First go at the 7:31. Ray Murray versus Troy Murray with Calden Petroni. La Garda's been very impressive since it's come here. I know Ray doesn't want a big rap put on this dog. He says it's got a few faults, but from what I've seen, it's a very, very good dog, and he's already got the best out of it. So La Garda on Thursday night will be one of our specials. In a moment, we'll find out what's happening in the southeast in greyhound racing in South Australia. Yes, as I mentioned, our guest in the box seat this week is Ken Gillespie from Mount Gambier. Welcome, Ken.
Thank you.
We want to know how greyhound racing is going down in the southeast. From our end, it looks pretty damn healthy. Full fields every week and plenty of meetings.
Yes, it's going very well. Yeah, like you say, there's full fields every week, so it's been fantastic.
Are you a Mount Gambier man from way back?
I have. I've been there about 30 years now, but
Right.
probably been involved in dogs for about 5 or 6.
Righto. Well, when I was a boy, one of our good friends, Matty Dunbar, came from Mount Gambier, and greyhound racing back then was very, very popular in the town. And they had a Plumpton coursing there, and I reckon the greyhounds have been going around the track for what, about 10, 15 years?
Where it is now, it is, but it was out at the Glenburnie Racecourse before that. So, yep.
Well, how many dogs have you got, Ken?
I own about 6 myself, but only train 1 myself.
Now, most of us ignorant people think that the standard at the Mount's got to be pretty ordinary. But you were telling me before we came on that one of your dogs won at Geelong the other night.
Yeah, it was one of actually Steve Bartholomew's. Yes, little Sookie, she won at Geelong last Friday night.
Of course, we've seen Sookie win here, and it's acknowledged she's got plenty of ability.
Yeah, no, she's a very handy little bitch.
All right, and the dogs that you have?
I've got Cape Evil. She's in tonight. That's my first city runner, so fingers crossed that she'll do all right tonight.
And what do you see as the future for greyhound racing in Mount Gambier? Just getting better and better?
I think it is, actually. It's we seem to be getting a lot more people in through the gates and a lot more young people involved with it.
And you get the TAB coverage each week too?
Yes, yeah, and that's helped us a lot.
What about the Horsham blokes? Are they coming over at all?
We get a few from Horsham at Warrnambool come over and they try to win some of our races. But occasionally they do, but they don't always.
And you got the 2 distances, or do you have a staying distance too?
Well, we only sort of run that on Cup meeting. It's a 7:33, I reckon it is. Right. All the rest is a 400 and a 512.
And for the benefit of those trainers from Adelaide, when do you have your Cup meeting?
It's in March. I don't know what date exactly, but March is coming up.
Sort of same time as I think we've got the Anniversary Cup, I think, this year. So it's good to have plenty of action at both ends of the state.
Yeah, last year I think it was won by one of Robert Britton's really good dogs. So we get some very handy dogs for the Mount Cup. Right.
And you see lots of new people in the game at Mount Gambier, or they're just the same old faces? So that's one of the problems we have attracting young people.
Yeah, look, I reckon it is mainly just the same old people, but occasionally we do get some new people in. So it's good.
And how often do you see one that you say to yourself, using Sookie as a bit of a barometer, how often do you see them you think that would win at Angle Park?
Oh, yeah, we quite often get dogs down there that we believe could win at Angle Park. It's just a long drive up here and you've got to get, especially this time of year when it's hot, you've got to get the right weather conditions before you travel up. So there's some handy ones down there. Yeah,
and it's good weather down there for greyhounds. It's always a bit cooler and you wouldn't have the really hot days that we have.
Oh, yeah, we get them, but not as many as what you get. We get our 38, 39s, but not very often.
And a few blokes breeding pups down there?
Yes, yeah, I've bred a couple of litters myself, and Steve, I know Steve's bred a couple, so there's a lot of people breeding down there at the moment.
Well, we hope to see you down here more often, the Mount Gambier fellas, as you get that excellent greyhound. We hope you come down here and test them out against ours. Of course, it does take a run or two most times to get used to it.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, they need to look around. Ideally, we would have liked to trial it last week, but we didn't get that opportunity. So,
and we hope we also see a few going your way in the future.
We hope so too.
Thanks for talking to us, and all the best to all of the greyhound owners and trainers at Mount Gambier.
Thank you very much.
So that's been our report for this week. Don't forget to stay tuned to grsa.com.au for all of your greyhound information, and also hot dogs for breakfast every Wednesday morning, 8 until 9.